Imagine this, you're sitting at a cafe, sipping your coffee and munching on a delicious dessert. But instead of throwing away the plastic spoon afterward, you take a bite out of it, and eat it too. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what happened when one man accidentally stumbled upon an idea that would revolutionize how we think about single-use utensils. This is the story of the edible spoon, a small invention with a big impact. Let's talk about waste for a moment. Every year, billions of plastic spoons, forks, and knives end up in landfills or oceans, taking centuries to decompose. It's a problem we've all heard about, but few have dared to tackle head-on. Until Narayana Peesapaty, a humble soil scientist from India, decided to do something about it. It all started during a family dinner. Narayana noticed his children using disposable plastic spoons to eat their dessert. He jokingly remarked, "Wouldn't it be great if these spoons were edible?" Everyone laughed, but the idea stuck with him. What if he could create utensils that didn't just vanish into trash bins but actually added value to meals? At first, it seemed like a wild dream. How could you make a spoon strong enough to hold food yet tasty enough to eat? Narayana began experimenting in his kitchen, mixing flours, spices, and natural binders. His early attempts were, well, not appetizing. Some spoons crumbled under the weight of soup, while others tasted like cardboard. But Narayana wasn't discouraged, he saw each failure as a step closer to success. After months of trial and error, he cracked the code. The secret was in the ingredients, a blend of millet, rice, and wheat flours, combined with seasonings like cumin, ginger, and black pepper. These weren't just plain spoons, they were flavorful additions to any meal. And because they were baked rather than fried, they stayed crispy without absorbing liquids too quickly. But here's the twist, the edible spoon wasn't originally meant to be eaten. Narayana initially designed them as biodegradable alternatives to plastic. He figured people would toss them after use, knowing they'd break down naturally within days. However, during a taste test with friends, someone joked, "Why throw it away? Let's eat it!" To everyone's surprise, the spoons were surprisingly delicious. From that moment, the concept evolved into something even more revolutionary. With a working prototype in hand, Narayana faced his next challenge, scaling production. Setting up a factory required significant investment, which he didn't have. So, he turned to crowdfunding platforms, sharing his vision of reducing plastic waste while promoting sustainable eating habits. The response was overwhelming. People around the world rallied behind the idea, raising enough funds to launch Bakey's Edible Cutlery, the world's first line of edible utensils. The product lineup expanded beyond spoons to include forks, chopsticks, and even dessert spoons infused with sweet flavors like chocolate and vanilla. Each piece was vegan, gluten-free, and packed with nutrients thanks to the inclusion of nutrient-rich millets. Plus, if users didn't feel like eating the utensils, they could simply compost them, breaking down completely within 3 to 7 days. As word spread, Bakey's gained attention globally. Cafes, restaurants, and eco-conscious brands began adopting the edible spoon as part of their sustainability initiatives. Schools started teaching kids about environmental responsibility through interactive workshops featuring the edible cutlery. Even airlines tested the spoons on flights, replacing plastic with something passengers could enjoy guilt-free. Despite its success, the journey wasn't without challenges. Critics questioned whether edible utensils could replace plastic entirely, pointing out issues like shelf life and cost. Narayana responded by refining his recipes and partnering with local farmers to source affordable raw materials. Over time, the edible spoon proved itself as both practical and impactful. Today, millions of edible spoons are sold worldwide, saving countless pieces of plastic from polluting our planet. More importantly, they've sparked conversations about creativity, sustainability, and rethinking everyday objects. Who knew solving a global crisis could start with something as simple as a spoon? So, what's next? Could we see edible plates, bowls, or even straws? Or perhaps entire meals served on edible tableware? The possibilities are endless, but every big idea starts with a single bite, or in this case, a spoonful of innovation. If you found this story inspiring and want to learn more about inventions that make the world a better place, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and let us know in the comments, what everyday item would you reinvent to help the planet? Let's keep the creativity flowing.